What's going on today, guys? Welcome back to another video. Bill and I, the science guy here, as you can see with our lovely lab coats on. We've got a good video today. We're actually going to be showing you how to properly maintenance your CP4 pumps. So CP4 pumps come in some newer Dodge Ram, some older Duramax. Specifically, we're going to be talking about the 6.7 Power Stroke pump today, how to properly maintenance your CP4 pump. So what you're going to do, you're going to start by holding it like this as soon as you get it out of your truck. You're going to go like that, and then our lovely assistant Michael here is going to show you exactly what you need to do. That's step one. So luckily the guys over at S&S Diesel Motorsport have taken care of all of your CP4 replacement. Specifically, again, in this video, we're going to be going over 6.7 Power Strokes, their new DCR pump conversion. Oh, hey, step number 3, you don't get hit. The DCR pump conversion that they just came out with is what we're going to be getting into today. We're going to install this on Michael's truck because I think he's going to need a new pump after that.
Sir, the clip is done. Sir.
Instructions show there's 2 here, but we did the middle one. I think this might be like a vent or something. I'm not sure, but oh man, I dropped the screwdriver. Oh,
Got him.
look at that. I don't know if we need to take that off, but I got it off.
That is serious.
We're here. We need to get here. There's a cab in the way.
There is a cat.
And an intake manifold. Wow. What an achievement. I think the biggest thing they did wrong was try to keep all these bolts in here and they were like hanging down through. So they were catching on everything. So if you can pull these out, I think the first time I did it, the bolts were definitely still in it and it was way harder than that. I don't think it's hard, it's like necessarily hard, it's just probably the hardest part of the job. So here we are. Oh, the fuel filter, and the instructions probably said that, but I just removed the fuel filter and then realized we needed to remove that later. So.
What is going on? Welcome back to another video. As you can see, no Dodge Ram Cummins trucks getting worked on in here today. We have got Michael's beast of a 450 in here. If you guys pay attention and follow along to the videos, you would remember a video previously, our trip up to S&S and the new product release on their DCR pump conversion. We told you guys we'd be putting one on Michael's truck, and that is what we are doing today. So the CP4 in your 6.7 Ford is obviously a big problem. It gets talked about a lot. It's the same kind of issue in some of the newer Ram trucks and some of the older Duramax trucks. It's really the same based CP4 problem, and that is what we're going to be taking care of today from the guys over at S&S Diesel Motorsport. This is their new DCR pump conversion. So we're going to be taking out our CP4 or Michael's CP4 pump and replacing it with the new S&S kit, specifically for the 6.7 Ford Power Stroke units. So we're gonna dive into that today. I will say that if you guys really want some nitty gritty detail video, we're gonna link our old video up here, which kind of goes over all of the details and some of the pitfalls and the problems and some of the key features of this kit. Today we're gonna be kind of doing the work installing it. We'll go over a little bit and kind of retouch on that, so to say, but I want to link that video, and then also the guys at SNS Diesel Motorsport have been stepping up their YouTube game. So go over to their channel. They will actually have a much, I would say, more detailed step-by-step instruction. But luckily for you guys, if you guys didn't see in the old video, we have got instructions step by step, which if you guys are interested in this kit is going to help you immensely. Isn't that right, Michael? Oh, yeah. They're going to tell you every little bolt and nut that you're going to have to take off. Previously on this truck, we were running the SNS disaster prevention kit. Before this solution was the best solution out there, and that was to essentially contain any issues if the CP4 pump had any issues, went bad. If you guys know anything about the CP4 pump, when and if they have an issue, it becomes a contamination problem, sends debris, metal all through your fuel system, creates a lot of downtime, and you need a whole lot of parts in your fuel system. So the disaster prevention kit kind of contained all of that. So now we have a complete solution, and that is going to be a completely new pump from them. So that's the old style, and we are going to be replacing with the no issues. Michael uses this truck a lot to haul the dragster around. We got to rely on this bad boy. We can't have any downtime. I'm sure if you guys work for or even have these trucks as work trucks, you guys know downtime is a huge deal, and while the disaster prevention kit will help save a lot of parts, you're still a lot of work to replace that, do all that. So if you want I would say a permanent solution, this is going to be what you're looking at. This is going to be what you're after. All of the reliability and none of the downtime.
Disaster prevention kit is still a good angle for some people. Just downtime is it. That's just what can you afford? Yep,
this is the disaster prevention kit's a couple $100 and will save your fuel system, but will not essentially prevent a problem that could happen. This is going to take care of that problem completely, and you're never going to really have to worry about it again. This pump is not going to operate or fail or do any of the same things that a CP4 pump does. This takes care of the CP4, chucks it out the window, completely redesigned, perfect, and ready to rock for miles and miles to come on stuff that you want to rely on.
Wow, your hair just looks incredible. I mean, zeroing in on that thing in 4K is just awesome.
Really?
Dude, I could make an edit section just out of your hair. Should we do that?
No.
Yeah?
No.
Did you say yes? Will you stand still so I can film you like a car?
Wow, that's a belt. I bet you that's a $300 belt right there. I mean, my bad.
Sell it.
So, Michael,
Sell it.
what can you tell the people how the install is going? How do you feel about all the removals thus far?
For somebody that's like never done it before, it's not terrible, but it's very different than a Dodge pickup truck.
But doable. It's doable with the instructions.
The intake manifold is I think is the worst part, honestly. We're almost there. We have to take the fan off and then the pump comes off.
Ooh, we're almost there then. Mm-hmm. So you do have to remove part of the front there, basically to gain access to the front side of the pump.
Yeah, to take the nut off of the gear.
Kind of like a ram pump. You got to get to the front to get the nut off where the gear spins inside the gear train. And there you are. There is your CP4 all the way down in there. So we've got our intake pipe here. We've got an intercooler pipe. miscellaneous, new parts. What do they call that? The upper and lower intake manifold, or is that what they're called?
Yeah, lower, upper.
A little crankcase action, fuel lines. We're there.
Basically done.
I mean, basically, you did a great job. You know, there's only so much room in the engine bay, guys. I'm really just here for emotional support today. You know, we're gonna let Michael's hands touch Michael's truck.
Mechanic spotter. There's no room for mechanic 2. This is how it is.
Are you giving me that title?
I'm giving you that title.
I like it. What broke?
I think it actually came loose.
Did it?
Yeah, come my way a little bit with yours. Yeah, it's loose.
Oh yeah, buddy. Custom, right here.
Beautiful.
Custom.
Let me check out that tool, dude.
I was gonna show. We gotta show the tool. All right, so Michael, would you say that might be the most challenging part? SNS even said it was probably the most challenging part. So, trying to get the fan hub off of the pulley there. There's no real bolts to kind of use these ends. This is kind of like your cheap conventional, like you can get it at Napa, O'Reilly's, but there's threaded holes and you can kind of stick some bolts and do what we did. And there's holes in the pulley and you can kind of align it to where these can go in 2 of the holes as you're trying to take that big wrench. Again, it is in the instructions what size you need, but you can rent those tools from Napa, O'Reilly's, etc. But if before you start doing the job, make sure you have those, because these are going to be the specialty tools if you're going to do it yourself. I just don't forget that that's in there. Be like, man, this thing's really getting hot after I did that DCR. Did you remove the cardboard from the rad? Michael loves it when you say rad.
Yeah?
Oh yeah. I think it might have been the first time Michael ever really made fun of me behind my back with everybody. Be like, damn.
No, definitely not. Is that what it is? Is it radiator? It's rad.
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 He did used to say radiator in his videos.
I thought it was just rad though.
Both. That was both.
It was back in the day. Okay.
'Cause
All
it-
right. This
'cause
has
it was
gone
a-
far enough.
it
This
was
has
a-
gone far enough, okay?
It was a radiator, so for sure he called it a rad.
Go for it.
I mean, I know the pump isn't worth much anymore, but I mean, you don't gotta treat it like that.
It's definitely not worth anything after I hit the threads 10 times.
Is that what it says to do? The instructions say you're not gonna need this piece of crap anymore, so you might as well just hit it with a hammer.
Similar.
I may have changed the verbiage slightly about that. But I mean,
Oh, here we go. Got some stuff.
oh, nice.
She's off.
Okay.
Alright. Look at that, tools of usage. Wobble extension. So we got a little wobble. And then these are the top CP4 bolts. And they say they're really tight. We just tapped them out. I just tapped them out from this side to squeeze through the front cover hole or the vacuum pump hole.
Little surface clean job later, and
Oh yeah, we scraped the, just show them the front cover we scraped.
I did.
Or I guess technically that's still the block, but.
All right, we got our CP4 pump out of the valley there. You can kind of see this is part of the disaster prevention kit. So when you're installing a disaster prevention kit, you've got to install this hose and this little base plate here that goes under your metering valve. So essentially all of the work that we have previously done, or I should say Michael's previously done, to clear out the top part of the engine here, pretty much has to be done whether you're installing a new DCR pump or a disaster prevention kit. So it is a lot of the same work. You're just kind of going just a little bit deeper to take the pump out. So you can see the size, difference of this bad Mamma Jamma compared to our new DCR pump. It is shaped quite a bit differently to fit down inside of that void. In order to kind of mount that pump, we've got some work to do with a new mounting plate, which is kind of what Michael's working on now. We've got to put this mounting plate, this shows it a lot better. It's hard to get up in there and see everything, but down inside there, we have got these 3 studs that are going to now bolt our new pump on there. But just to give you a little bit of a size comparison, you versus the guy she told you not to worry about kind of thing, of course. But there you go. So a little bit of knowledge on if you're going to install a disaster prevention kit, you're going to have to go that deep to install this piece. And you could just go a little bit further, but it just depends on what you're going after. Again, like we mentioned in the beginning, but roughly a lot of the same work.
All right, so new pump. And then this is the old gear, which will then press onto there. And then here's our old nut that will thread right on to the new pump.
So that's what it looks like inside the engine. And then this is a vacuum pump.
Yep, and this gets driven from here. It's like a cog drive or a
Look at that.
And then that twirls around and makes vacuum.
So that's the whole entire reason why I take the fan assembly off, was to get access to this. Taking that gets you access to this, which gets you access to taking the gear off, which gives you access to the backside and able to push the pump out from the back. But they're usually always held on the shaft, the collar, whether they're gear driven or not, whether it's Dodge or pretty much anything, there's always going to be some type of nut on the shaft, the front side of the shaft, that you're gonna have to take off. What you gotta take off to get to that shaft might be a little bit different. In this case, all that, but that is kind of the procedure of how you're going to get the pump loose. All right, well, I think we're at a point where it's basically just a little bit of cleanup, and then the new DCR pump can go in, and we'll start putting all this back together.
So pull this line back, because this line's undone on the driver's side. So pull this line back and then get these 2 high pressure fittings.
The yellow caps?
Yeah, put those under the line as you're putting it in, and then it'll kind of like snake up and then go underneath the metering valve and kind of like fiddle in there, but like it goes at an angle, and then you put the cam through the block.
Gotcha.
Because it's obviously a big deal not to damage this line, you know, or bend that line.
Gotta go back and go forward.
Yep, go back under and then forward in. Original gear, original nut. Low pressure fuel lines are on, and we're basically back to putting everything back to where it was. So lower intake, upper intake, and then the other thing we wanted to go over was the crankcase filter. So there's been a lot of guys having problems with like oil seals and everything else. Like, here's your crankcase filter. Like, this is a service part that I didn't know anything about, but some buddies told me that put this thing on, or get a new one of these. Like, they're a little pricey, but get a new one on since you're already here. So engine oil leaks, turbo leaks, like anything with oil, just like, if you can't figure it out, like things, oil's just dripping in the driveway, can't figure it out. Like, people have put new like oil pan gaskets on and still leaking, and it's all because of this filter. So just to try and help out. So Greg's actually going to pick up a new one of those for us right now. And we're gonna get this upper and lower back on. And
Alrighty then. There we go. One crankcase filter later. I'm the parts.
it's the most important part.
One crankcase filter coming up.
Yep.
You know, you can't really work on trucks if you don't have parts. Yeah, you know, the world stops when the trucks stop running, so.
This is true.
Wow, look at that bag. Look at that packaging. Wow. You just don't get that on Ram side, you know? Wow.
It's pretty.
Oh, that's wonderful. What an angle. Basically out-angling Dawson right now, for sure. Oh, was that she's not going anywhere tap?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Go.
Every male knows that. That's the, she's not going anywhere.
It's sacred.
All right. So your seals are safe now is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, good. I was worried. We're nearing our final steps here. We've got an intake to put back on.
Cool.
Got our intercooler pipe back on.
Well, you can hear it.
We're priming, and it's making all kinds of gurgly noises.
That's for sure.
And then we're gonna prime 4 or 5 times, probably 5, and then it'll probably crank for a little bit and start. So
Heck yeah.
that's where we're at. That's loud.
It's definitely making all the noises.
I wonder if they can hear that.
Probably.
How many miles you got on the old girl?
226.
226. I was hoping it would be a little bit more like 1,026. So we've got a week down on the DCR pump conversion. We actually ended the video last week, and Michael has been driving it around to get some miles on it, because when we do install videos like that, it's really like, hey, it's great, it seems good, we fired it up, there's no leaks, but beyond that, really, what do we tell you guys other than really, I think an interesting part of the story is when you first bought this truck, he doesn't know what I'm even about to ask him, so I know you're shaking in your boots right now. Yeah. Really, these trucks are really, really good, but the CP4 pump was really your only, like, I love everything about this truck except for that one thing.
That's it.
So now that we have the DCR pump in there, and we deposited it right over there, so now that the DCR pump is on here, really no issues, no problems, drive the thing everywhere, really no fear of having any type of issues with the 6.7 Power Stroke platform.
Yeah.
So,
but to be honest, or to be fair about it, my fear went away with the disaster prevention kit.
that is true. I totally forgot about that.
Because of how much money all that stuff is. But once I put that on there, I had no fear. But now it's just kind of like, it's like
The solution's permanent. 2 solutions. One that will get you fixed up and not have you damage all of your fuel injection system. And then the DCR pump is basically your last and final step if you just want to go ahead and take care of the pump completely. Complete your maintenance program and deposit over there. But really, no issues, no problems. I mean, drop in. Any afterthoughts now that it's been a little while?
I want to say I feel a difference and I hear different, but it's just my truck. It's just the same.
Nothing.
Great.
Yeah.
I love my truck, so it's like.
No change is good change.
Yeah, probably.
The one thing that I always love about the guys at SNS is they take so much time and care into all of the CP3 conversions and the DCR pump conversion. Everything is kitted, packaged, and fits OEM. Everything is just OEM. You're not really replacing stuff with different style connections, stuff like that. It's just the engineering that goes into everything that comes out of SNS is top tier, and they really pride themselves in making a really, really nice product that your miles and miles of reliability to come. So that's pretty much it, guys. Again, if you guys are interested in a DCR pump conversion, really, if you go to SNS's website, they have their dealer locator on there. Going through a dealer is going to be your best bet. So go on there, support the guys that are local to you. I know that the guys over at Fleece Performance picked up a bunch of kits. So as far as getting them ASAP, they're basically pumping them out currently right now, and dealers are getting their orders that they received when they did the pre-order. So the chances of getting one in stock now, you just might have to hunt around a little bit. So the guys at Fleece, I know, picked up a couple, but really just use that dealer locator, and that's it. You can tackle it yourself, or again, the dealer locator will get you guys a shop that can do it. So that's it. Bye. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys hit the like button before you leave. Show the guys over at SNS some love on their YouTube channel as well, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.